Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my video, and today we're going to be checking out the Gemfan Windancer 5042. So now this is a new prop from Gemfan that is very similar to the 5152, which is my favorite prop right now. However, it just has a less pitch to it. If we compare it directly to the 5152, you can see hopefully that it is just a little bit of a shorter prop. It is a 5042, not 5152, so that makes sense. But otherwise, the general design of the prop is pretty much the same. If we look at the blade shape overall, I'm pretty sure that's identical right down there. However, the blade scoop, let me rearrange these so you can see it better. The scoop and pitch of it is quite different. Obviously with the 5152 having a much higher pitch there. So let's just get a quick weight on this guy. The prop itself weighs 4.15 grams, so that's pretty light there, and the 5152 weighs 4.9 grams. So 0.8 grams difference is actually going to make a pretty decent amount of flight feel different in the air, as well as since this is a much shallower pitch, it's probably going to be a lot more responsive. I'm not predicting the top end to be very good with these just because of the shallow pitch, especially the scoop is not really there at all compared to the 5152, but hopefully this will be a better acro freestyle prop. The feel of the plastic feels like it's going to be pretty much similar to 5152. It feels more durable, however, because it's bending out here and not in at the hub, which is a problem with the other ones. However, they fixed that in the S version of the 5152, but overall it feels pretty solid so far, so let's put it on a quad and see how it performs. Alright, here we are outside for the line of sight test of the Gemfan 5042 Windancers. So just running over the specs of the build here. Have the Mode 2 Ghost frame. Have the Brother Hobby Returner R3 2007 2550 kV motors. Have a Foxeer Micro. We have a SpeedX IS 30 amp ESC, FreeSky XSR. Have a Hyperlight F4 flight controller. TBS Unify HV Race, Emax Pagoda, and a 4S 1395C Tattoo R-Line in the back there. And we do have some LEDs on here. So, pretty cool LEDs. So here we go. Alright. So I am used to flying these guys on this quad on the Gemfan 5152. Move over here to the sun. This is a pretty good comparison between the 5042 and the 5152. And I can already tell that these guys do not have anywhere near the top end of the 5152. However, they do have some pretty decent bottom end. And they're pretty quiet. They sound really smooth and efficient. Didn't change the tune at all. And the colors show up really, really nice.
1 minute.
Interesting. Let's do a full speed pass from this direction here. Wow, these suck at full throttle. Oh my gosh. Let's do it again. Hopefully you can hear that. They are flattening out on 2550 kV 4S. That wasn't even probably 90 miles an hour. That's like at least 30 miles an hour slower than with the 5152. So top end is definitely not there on these guys.
20 seconds.
But bottom end, pretty good. Nice and responsive, decently efficient, I'd assume.
10, 9, 8, 7.
So you know, this is probably a pretty decent freestyle prop. Have to feel it out more when I test it FPV in a minute here. Yeah. Not too bad so far. Definitely not what I'm used to with the 5152 though. So hopefully these LEDs showed up well on film. They are super bright in person. Battery is just barely warm, and that was just over 3 minutes there. So yeah, Probably the amp draw is reduced on these, but at full throttle, hopefully you could hear it. These just definitely flattened out like that because they had no extra speed and they were just whining. You can hear the resonance. So let's move to some FPV. Okay, here we have the 5042 Windancers for some FPV. Just getting a feel of them real quick here. The actual cruising speed of them is not too bad. I'm at about 50 degrees camera tilt here, but hopefully you can see that they're full speed. They're going slower than they are at 70% because they just flatten out. So really not a lot of top end on these props. But hopefully you can see the bottom end. Actually pretty good. They just get moving. So you pop up real quick. So these are going to be probably more freestyle oriented prop. At least that's what I would use them for.
1 minute.
So they just don't have a lot of top end to pull out like in a race. I mean, they're still going to work just fine for a race, obviously. It's just not what I would use them for. Oh.
30 seconds.
Pretty smooth. You see they can punch, do power loops quite easily. Obviously, I am using 2207 motors on a 280 gram quad, so
20 seconds.
It's going to be powerful no matter what. But just compared to what I'm used to of the Gemfan 5152 or other props like the Cyclone
7,
V2,
6, 5,
they're pretty nice
4,
and smooth
3, 2,
with good bottom
1,
end response.
0.
So yeah, it's good enough. My fingers are frozen. Let's bring it in. And upside down. Alright, so here we are back inside, and let's just finish up on the Gemfan 5042 Windancers. So after flying these around sort of for racing and on a freestyle quad and trying different props in similar situations, I'd definitely say these are much more highly orientated for freestyle. They just really don't have a very good enough top end for racing. But the bottom end in the control is really good on these guys, which is what you want for freestyle, as well as they are pretty decently efficient with the low pitch. Probably just a little bit more amps than a standard 5x4x3. So you're going to be able to get at least 3 minutes of freestyle, probably, obviously, depending on how you fly. In terms of durability, I only crashed these guys a couple times, but I didn't break any. They sort of bend just like that right there. I didn't have any problems, but I would imagine in a hard hit, they are going to bend right up here at the hub. I'm surprised Gemfan didn't. Let's see if I can show you better on this red guy. They didn't sort of make a big fillet at the hub. It sort of just goes in. There's a little one there, but from the 5152 that had problems there. Then they came out with the S version, which was highly beefed up there. I'm surprised they didn't do that on their new props, but I didn't have a problem with it. And the props I have on the quad right now are the Dahl T5040C. I was just testing these. And these are actually two very comparable props. Similar amp draw, similar speed, similar control down low. However, I would say these guys have a little bit more control and a little bit more durability. However, these have just a little bit better amp draw as well as speed. So yeah, that's going to be the end of the video there for the Gemfan 5042 Windancer. Definitely a very interesting prop to check out if you are interested in getting it for freestyle. Once again, I would not really recommend it for racing, but for freestyle, it's actually a nice controllable prop that will keep the amps down. So yeah, there will be a link down below to the props if you're interested in checking them out. Please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.